Welcome back to Decor, your cozy corner for all things home gardening. Today, we're diving into a world of creativity, nostalgia, and resourcefulness with Upcycled Wonders, vintage garden art ideas for small landscapes with a whimsical touch. If you've got a tiny yard or a modest patio, but a big imagination, you're in the right place. Before we get started, I'd love for you to subscribe to our channel, give this video a thumbs up, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps us grow and keep bringing you fresh garden inspiration every week. Grab a cup of tea, put on your creative cap, and let's explore how to turn forgotten treasures into enchanting garden accents. No need for a sprawling lawn, we're making small spaces feel magical. Small landscapes benefit from charm and character, and vintage pieces carry both in abundance. Their weathered textures and storied pasts can make even the tiniest corner feel rich with personality. Unlike modern store-bought decor, vintage items often have imperfections that only add to their appeal. They bring a lived-in feel that harmonizes beautifully with nature's organic shapes. Plus, they're sustainable, giving a second life to items that might otherwise end up discarded. Your garden becomes not just a space for plants, but also a gallery of reimagined history. An old metal watering can make a charming planter, especially when its spout and handle are intact. You can plant trailing flowers like lobelia or ivy for a cascading effect. Drill a few drainage holes in the bottom, add soil, and tuck in your favorite blooms. The aged patina only enhances the rustic beauty. Placed on a garden bench, step, or even hung from a hook, it becomes both a functional and decorative piece. Delicate vintage teacups can host tiny fairy gardens right on your patio table. A mix of moss, miniature succulents, and a tiny figurine can bring this small display to life. The charm lies in the details: a pebble pathway, a miniature bench, or a whimsical fairy door leaning against the rim. Because they're portable, you can rearrange or refresh them seasonally without much effort. An old wooden or metal chair can be transformed into a planter by removing the seat and replacing it with a pot or wire basket lined with moss. Paint it in pastel shades for a shabby chic vibe, or leave it weathered for a rustic appeal. Both styles work beautifully in small gardens. Place it against a wall or tucked into a corner to create a vertical focal point without taking up much floor space. A vintage wooden ladder can become a tiered display for potted plants, herbs, or small garden ornaments. simply lean it against a wall or fence, and place pots on each rung. Smaller rungs can hold trailing plants for extra texture. This setup draws the eye upward, making your garden feel more spacious without requiring a large footprint. An old window frame, especially one with chipped paint, can be mounted on a wall or fence as garden art. You can hang small pots, string fairy lights, or train climbing vines through the open panes. It's a perfect way to add depth and visual interest, especially in compact outdoor spaces. A metal birdcage offers a whimsical container for flowers or trailing greenery. Lining it with moss and soil lets you create a lush, layered arrangement that spills through the bars. Hang it from a tree branch, a pergola, or even a shepherd's hook to create floating bursts of color. Old colanders, mixing bowls, and enamel pots can all become quirky planters. Their built-in drainage and unique shapes make them ideal for herbs or small flowering plants. These pieces often add a pop of vintage color, especially if you keep their original enamel coating intact. A weathered bicycle with a front basket or rear rack makes a charming plant display. You can fill the baskets with seasonal flowers, letting them spill over the sides for a soft, romantic look. Leaning the bike against a wall or fence turns it into an instant focal point. Yes, even an old typewriter can be upcycled into a planter for succulents or moss. The contrast between greenery and mechanical keys creates an intriguing visual. It's a fun conversation starter, especially for visitors who appreciate a touch of nostalgia. Vintage mason jars can be turned into lanterns by adding candles or LED lights. Hang them from tree branches, fence posts, or pergola beams for an enchanting evening glow. The glass jars refract light beautifully, adding a cozy, magical touch to small spaces. A small galvanized washtub can become a miniature water garden. Add water, aquatic plants, and perhaps a floating candle for a charming focal point. These tubs are ideal for patios or balconies where a full-sized pond isn't practical. A vintage suitcase can be lined with plastic and filled with soil for a portable flower bed. It works well for seasonal displays, allowing you to change plantings throughout the year. Propped open, it adds height and a dash of whimsy to even the smallest garden corners. Large, ornate frames can be used to showcase plants, moss art, or decorative objects outdoors. You can mount them on fences or hang them from trees to create living pictures. They're a great way to bring an indoor aesthetic into the garden. An old metal or wooden toolbox can make a rustic planter for herbs or flowers. The handle makes it easy to move around, perfect for small spaces where flexibility is key. Leaving the original paint or branding intact preserves its authentic charm. Using reclaimed wood or metal, you can create a signpost pointing to fantasy destinations like Fairy Hollow or Gnome Village. Add vintage doorknobs or hinges for extra detail, and position it where it draws attention. It's an easy way to inject humor and personality into a small garden. And that wraps up our journey through 18 whimsical vintage garden art ideas for small landscapes. I hope you're feeling inspired to dig through your attic, visit a flea market, or rescue a forgotten item for your garden. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to Decor, give it a thumbs up, and let us know your favorite idea in the comments. Your feedback keeps our garden growing. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, keep your hands dirty and your imagination blooming.